And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Father.
Harlem Heat.
We got Dion.
What up?
And we also got D Wolf.
Yo.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
I'm having a hell of a week.
Tired, but I'm good.
I'm having a hell of a week, and it wraps up on Saturday with my birthday.
Do tell. Man. Did any of y'all catch the VMAs? Because I didn't.
I did not. I paid no attention to that
Just
shit.
a free show.
I heard I seen a couple of commercials for it and like forgot to watch it. And I've heard things.
What are the things you heard?
Just usual, like, hold up. Let me get back on Instagram real quick, because
Instagram.
let me see. Y'all be on X or Twitter or whatever people call it nowadays, since people want to change the names of shit.
That's
I'll
for
be on
damn sure.
Threads. That's where I'll be on. It's like, nah, I don't think no one's on
I
Threads.
just want to know, because I only peeped the pre-show. I want to know what that chick was doing. Looked like she came from Bedrock from Flintstones, yo.
Which shit?
What was with the two bones, yo?
Oh, Sweetie.
I have no idea who that is. I just saw her. I saw it. I was like, what's going on?
Oh, it was Sweetie. And
I'm DP. Okay.
I don't know. She's been trying to get her brother back since she like bombed. She bombed hard. She really Sweetie fell off hard.
And then damn, her career just fucking started. The fuck?
Well, this is why. Well, tell you the truth, fucking music, especially hip hop, in the fucking to this year hasn't really been that good. Like,
I mean, to be fair, I always thought Sweetie was corny anyway. But damn, there were people who were actually into her. She was making some money selling some records and shit. So it's like, damn. Oh yeah, that's her fucking name, Selena Gomez. She said some shit about Chris Brown, I think. Oh yeah, it was her reaction to him being nominated for an award. Did he actually win said award?
let me guess. She brought up something about him beating Rihanna.
I didn't see all of that. Again, I wasn't all that interested to begin with. Like I said, I saw a few commercials about the shit and then just forgot to fucking watch it.
Oh, it ain't too soon for that.
This Freaky Friday.
She moved on. She married. Got a child. Like what? It's okay to talk about it now, right?
Okay. I'm going back in the house and back into my Wi-Fi. So I'm probably gonna drop out.
No, saying us, it shouldn't be too soon for that. I mean, she's married. She got two kids now? Rihanna?
Yeah.
So I'm like, it shouldn't be too soon. It should be like free reign now. She's done moved on.
I think they all moved on except for people that hate Chris Brown. So, which is funny because even though I like even though I like Chris Brown, there's other reasons to not like Chris Brown. But people just like bringing that up. So,
Easy.
But yeah, she doesn't, and like Selena. I don't even know what Selena Gomez been doing lately. She kind of like she was like a Disney sweetheart, and then like you don't see her no more either. Them Disney characters fall off. They fall off hard. I've always said that.
Wasn't Britney Spears one of them?
Yes. Britney Spears is a Disney kid. Yes. Her, Christina Aguilera, and Justin Timberlake. Which for some reason, Megan Stallion out Timberlake in the background, in the back of the VMAs, which I don't know why.
And Ryan Gosling's going strong though.
Shout out to Ryan Gosling.
He like one of the small handful that ain't been in some bullshit.
I think he just and Hilary Duff as well. Hilary Duff just minds her business and then
One of the few white people that actually do that. Wow.
You see how she looks now? It's insane,
Yes.
I was like, I didn't know you could develop into that.
Yeah, it's really good. And do y'all care about like Sukiyana thotting it up on the fucking red carpet where she was crawling on the red carpet? And
now, what did you expect from Sukiyana?
Yeah, that's not news. That's not news. We can skip that.
Really news. I saw that everybody's making an uproar, and I'm like, do you not know who this woman is?
We can skip that.
I just saying the hoes are winning. The hoes are winning.
Winning what?
The hoes are laughing.
Yep.
The hoes are laughing.
Yep.
The hoes are laughing.
Yeah.
Hopefully at themselves.
Look, man. Hey, say what you want. This thought culture, even though most people are against it, this shit's been going on strong, man. You got especially with your Sukiyanas and your Sexy Reds and people calling them industry plants and shit. And like especially like Sexy Red, they've been calling Sexy Red industry plant for like the longest, and now you got women in their high school photos looking like Sexy Red and some shit like that.
Or looking like Young Thug, depending on your perspective.
No, there was a girl in high school. She had the exact Sexy Red ensemble or some shit like that. So, and a lot of people had problems with it because this is just like this is what the girls are listening to, and I was just like, and me as a hip hop head, I'm like, well, yeah, I did it.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is. Look, y'all. I'm gonna say this right now because people they're starting to look at it as a problem, but I feel like it's going to get worse than this.
How much worse? You know what? Let me not ask that question.
All right, the last time. Okay, I was about to say the last time someone said how much it get worse, we got an orange president.
Orange,
and then we got
high
yellow president, and then we got a sleepy president. It can get worse.
Now we got a president named Vivek.
Yeah,
my president's name is Vivek.
Yeah, we might have a South Indian president now. Yeah.
I doubt it.
Oh no, he's not. Yeah, he's not.
I mean,
it ain't happening. And I know there are too many racists out there like saying, "Oh no, I'm not taking a chance. He might end up like Obama or something." So nobody's gonna give him a chance. I mean, people will agree with him all day, but they ain't gonna vote for him. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's just like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, I like Bernie Sanders, but we're not gonna vote for him. It's like, even though he's probably the best candidate, nope, not gonna vote for him. So
I'm on vote for him. Before Jill Stein popped up, I was gonna vote for him, but then, yeah, like you said.
Oh yeah, D-Wolf. I wanted to ask you this question because one of the Nikki Haley was talking about because you know how Mitch McConnell like froze or some shit like that, malfunction, and she was like, "Yo, we need terms for like senators and senator seats because everybody in there is like at least 80 and up and some shit like that."
It's insane. It is insane. That's not okay, yo. People are gonna be stuck in their ways. And giving out policy. And I'm like, yo, no, we gotta It's true. I don't know why that. I still don't understand why that is.
Yeah.
Truth be
Who's
told, I
the
never
old
looked
white
up
woman
why
in the
that is, but I'm like, why is that?
Who's that old white woman in a wheelchair? She's like 90 years old. She looks like she could die at like any moment. And I'm like,
Feinstein?
yes.
Oh god.
Yeah, and like what? Like a couple of years ago, it was Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but that was Supreme
Ooh.
Court though. But still, it's insane.
God, it was like, yo. And I realized, like, what is the average age? It's like 70 something in the Senate.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
They should have been, nah, for real though, they should have been had terms for like senators and all that other stuff because that's who's making the laws. And I feel like these boomers are just not.
Think about it, yo. We grew up with a lot of them.
They don't know what's going on in the world. They can't. They don't leave. They don't leave their damn bedroom most of the time because they old as fuck. How the fuck they supposed to know what's going on in the world?
They're running the world. They supposed to. That's their job.
That's the
That's
problem.
not, they older heads don't need to be in there. And I fucking we're watching Joe Biden like forget people's name, forget where he's at. We watching Mitch McConnell freeze up on TV. We watching I'm one of the senators literally in a wheelchair, and these are the people making decisions.
And she had an assistant that was a confirmed Chinese spy.
Yeah. Hello.
Damn. Yeah. He done talk too much shit.
This man went to the Matrix.
Yo, they trying.
Yo, what happened? Breaking up?
Yeah,
Bro,
breaking up.
Yeah.
You said Chinese spy, and all of a sudden,
shit, word. So
it's like Pee. It's like Pee Wee Herman. You said the secret.
That's funny.
You said the secret special word, Chinese spy.
Didn't he just pass away?
Yo. Nah, but I was saying she had one working for her, and it's confirmed.
And that's sad.
And like he was working for the CCP, spying on us, and like they don't even report on that. It was just like one story, and that was it. And I'm like, that's serious. What did she know? What did he see? How many things? How many?
Nice to know what she was telling motherfuckers.
Probably
that's
everything.
Insane, yo, and nobody talks about it. And she still has a job. That's weird. After that, and now she's in a wheelchair. Nobody's raising their hand and saying, "Yo, maybe we should do something about this," because all of them falling out and freezing.
Well, they think she's too old to be a threat.
America's going to hell. Let's just say it like that.
I feel like our toes are dipped in it right now.
Because, like I said, yep, let's go. There's no reason, like, honestly, like, there should be no one in there, like, at least, 50? I think there should be an age limit of, like, who should be in office or some shit like that. I think once you hit 60, you shouldn't be in the office.
I think the only position that there's an age limit on the person is the president.
No, because Joe Biden is like 90 years old.
He's like,
and Bernie
and then the age limit he's got to be above. They don't care about how like if you're decrepit or whatever, you can't be like below a certain age. That's the thing.
Yeah, that I understand, but it's just like I think they need to have an age limit like get these 80-year-old senators
once that nigga once that nigga turns 65, get him up out of there.
Yeah.
Once they start showing signs of shit, that's like okay.
Once they ass turn 65, get him up out of there.
That's what Nikki Haley. Honestly, that's what Nikki.
Yeah,
Haley
that's what I said. Retirement age. Like, isn't it 65?
It's like 65. It's like retirement age. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
At 65, if the family don't want him, stick his ass in a nursing home.
It's like
I know what that with age comes wisdom, but they ain't showing it, and they're falling apart. So
Nah, because there's people
something
that
needs to be
believe the
done.
boomer. It's funny you say that because there's people that believe the boomers done fuck it up for other generations, the future generations.
How so?
Yeah, there was a lot of shit they did in their era that we're just like we're now hitting the side effects of a lot of that shit.
Well,
But
well,
it's whole history lessons to be given about that.
yeah. It was just think like you know, like what inflation, what fucking houses back then is just like
One
you.
particular thing that ironically was intended to fuck with black folk is now biting everybody in the ass when it comes to housing.
Oh yeah, and
Oh yeah.
that's usually a booming generation.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's a lot of damage though, just thinking about how the price of housing could just fucking shoot up and there's pretty much nothing you can do about it because it's almost always unexpected.
And it, and I repeat the part that makes it hilarious for me. That shit was intended to fuck with us,
Yeah.
but it eventually, alongside inflation, wrecked everything for everybody.
Well, you know what they say when they get sick, we get the flu. So, but oh, speaking of flu, are y'all ready for that new vaccine that they're gonna put out?
What there's
I'm
a
not even. I'm not even worried about no damn vaccine.
there's a new flu vaccine.
There's a new vaccine for a
I'm
new
not. I'm
variant.
not worried about it.
Nobody
Whatever.
for that shit again.
Long as COVID don't make a comeback, I don't give a fuck.
Well, it's been spiking, so that's why they're doing this new variant.
Mm.
Dude,
I'm still alive, so I'm
I'm
like,
st-
yo, okay. I'm, but
yeah, I mean, shoot. I don't know if they're gonna make us take the jab. I hope they don't make us take the jab. Just
I doubt. And
I
yo,
mean,
damage this shit caused.
there he goes again.
Yo,
yo, the government
Bruh.
don't like you today, D.
Bruh, you
and I don't
getting
mean to mess.
sniped, B Wolf. You are getting sniped right now.
Oh shit!
You must have pissed somebody off.
Listen, what rabbit hole did you
I'm telling you, it's a Chinese spy thing.
said the secret special word? Oh shit!
You always
Oh
make you
man,
spit out my vodka. Shit.
what did you hear?
I didn't hear none of that.
Shit. I said with all the damage that was caused, I don't think anybody's gonna be like, alright, fine, let's jump back. Not, like people are like, what again? Nah. You see the damage you did to my child? You see what this did to me? Yo, I'm like, nobody's gonna be like, all right, let's go. No, I don't see that. Like that's a lot. And now they're all, and it's funny, it's happening. They're on the vaccine, but at the same time, even on the news, they're saying that it was blown out of proportion. I bet you I'm being destroyed right now. Can you hear me? Because what the fuck is going on?
At least he knows this time. At least he knows.
Man, listen.
I don't know what's going on,
Uh,
but you the enemy of the state right now.
This is what happens when you know
what
too
did
much.
you
People.
What did you hear? Bet nothing.
It's
We
like
heard,
Because I
you're
we
following
heard
some.
scramble, scramble, scramble. I bet you can't hear me right now. Scramble, scramble, scramble.
Are you
Yeah.
serious? Oh shit! Just like I
Yes,
imagined, and it happened. Wow, insane.
that's pretty much what happened.
I must
I
be
don't know what's
connecting
going on.
something then, because I was thinking that. Yo, damn. I don't think I could say what I just said with such passion again. So
Oh shit! You want us to move on? Or do you want to finish your point?
I can move on.
Okay. How do y'all feel about how do y'all feel about the WWE and UFC merger?
Well,
Honest,
I don't know how to feel about it just because we still need to see what actually becomes of it.
yeah. What you mean? It's called TKO. It's a
It's
joint
called
venture
TKO.
between UFC and WWE. Now that they're owned by Endeavor, they were even discussing, renaming some of the titles to represent like a more uh, legitimate brand.
Like WWE wasn't a legitimate brand before that, but okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
not like that, but they were focused on the entertainment aspect.
yeah, and then
Well,
here's the thing about UFC. UFC, even though it might be popular, doesn't draw money. So, especially not like boxing. You know how like Floyd, like no matter what he does,
it
no
it's
matter
not drawing. It's not drawing the money it should be drawing, basically.
basically because they don't got no stars. What was that last star? Ronda Rousey, and then she fucking
I
got
don't,
out of
but
here.
honestly, Ray, I kind of see like it's like I agree and I disagree only because there are some wrestlers where people will go and like watch front row. There's been a lot of celebrity endorsements, like Snoop Dogg be there and all that shit. So I think it does draw. I just don't think that it's not like a legitimate, it's not considered like a legitimate sport. You feel what I'm saying? It's like combat sports. Or it's like, sports entertainment, like they call it. So
Yeah,
now, the direction can change. Like how they be like they did the fight pit at NXT, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so like something like that, a little bit more, grounded, a little bit like something similar to that. But I don't think that's gonna be. I don't think anything's gonna be really changed. Uh, like right now, you just probably got to give it some time.
yeah. But I still think that UFC needs stars because what was it? I would say some of the prevalent stars that came out of there was John Jones and Chuck Liddell and Tito Wood, and some of these people don't even like fight no more. But I know John Jones fight when he wants to, and then like like I said, Ronda Rousey was like their biggest star. She was like the highest paid person, not just female, just the highest paid person at one point because like she drew money. Uh, well, yeah, I hope I guess I hope with WWE coming in there and they might actually pull some draw because one thing about like wrestling like especially now I think it's having this another surges of having a very good era with a bunch of good wrestlers. It's just like because I see it right now like in this era I feel like WWE's been killing especially with Rollins and Roman and Becky Lynch and all that other stuff and Bianca Belair. It's like they've been really booming on the wrestling side, so I think they will help each other out. And also, I think Jade Cargill is coming to WWE.
You know what, Ray? I don't even want to talk about it. When it happens, it happens.
You're not gonna
Because
put it
something
out
like
there.
that, yeah, like something like that, because I'm gonna mark the fuck out. You know me, I'm gonna mark the fuck out for my fucking Jay Cargill. So I'm just gonna wait and see. That way, I don't
I,
get disappointed if if a swerve happens.
It
If
was
it
a swerve.
happens, I'm in there.
I'll be more honestly. I'll be more surprised. This motherfucker shot me. I'll be more surprised if Punk makes it to WWE before Jade Cargill. Let's just say that.
Bruh.
man, Sam Punk career is through, dog.
I don't. Nah, it's not.
No, it's not. But
Nah,
one
He just got fired from AEW for damn near the same reason he got fired from WWE.
You know what's funny? Someone said being a kid is idolizing CM Punk, but being an adult is realizing Triple H was right. I was like, that's kind of fucked up.
But it's true though.
I mean, yeah, like everything Triple H said about him way back when, it's like he's going out of his way to prove Triple H right.
But at the same time, CM Punk, it's a tit for tat situation. The full blame shouldn't go to Punk. Like all parties were involved. So
who the fuck is Jack Perry? That's what I kept saying to myself.
Jungle Boy?
Yeah. I know he's Jungle Boy. I know he's Jungle Boy, but it's just like
he's Hollywood now.
Yeah, he is Hollywood now. It's just like I think it might work. Honestly, in my opinion, it might work more for shit. Honestly, y'all think they're gonna be some firings? Because I think there might be some layoffs or some shit like that.
Oh, with shit like that, there's always gonna be a few.
Who you think is going to go?
I'm not sure because usually when certain things are done, deals are made, there's whatever shifts in budgets or whatever. There's always the motherfuckers you don't expect to get cut that get cut.
I'm not even going to wish anything on those people that are about to lose their jobs. So
I'm not wishing nothing on nobody. I wish everybody who's going to be involved in XYZ the best. But again, it's always the motherfucker you don't expect to get cut that gets cut. And I mean, it'd be like, damn, this motherfucker was just on an episode of SmackDown or whatever a week ago. That type shit. You was just on TV, and then they made whatever deal, whatever budget decision, or whatever, and sent you packing. Like, goddamn, you literally got fired on your day off.
Okay. Any last words on the WWE UFC merger?
Vince McMahon need to shave his mustache off. That shit is ugly.
You know what's funny?
Oh shit!
Yo, these motherfuckers is getting on my nerves. But you know what? Maybe we could finally get Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar in a cage.
I mean, do we want to see that again?
I mean, no, like a legitimate fight, not like a WWE. But I would love a legitimate fight.
Oh, like an actual UFC match between the two. And you know what? I would pay to see that. I would genuinely pay to see that. They've never fought in a UFC match.
No, because motherfucking Bobby Lashley's Bellator or some shit like that. Actually held a good record too. It was just like Bobby was no slouch.
Yeah.
You know what I realized? Batista also did some like MMA, and he was bored, but he won his fight.
He won his fight at least. You know who didn't win his fight? CM
Phil Brooks.
Damn.
You know who else had a rematch and didn't win that either?
Philip Brooks.
Phil Brooks.
Oh man. On to our next topic. How do y'all feel about the shit that came out with the brick lady girl now that everything come up that she's a scammer, that she is a liar, that now she's under investigation with her money?
I knew something was wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why. You remember last week when I said you just got assaulted with a brick, but instead of pursuing the motherfucker who hit you with said brick, you took this as an opportunity to bash black men. I was throwing a hint that the shit was fake. And I knew y'all would have responded some type of way if I said that shit directly. Hence why I said what I said in the manner that I said it.
No, because a lot of people thought this shit was fake.
But but I know how y'all get when I say certain things concerning women. So if me in particular would have said the shit was fake.
No, I wouldn't say no, because a lot of people were saying the shit was fake. For one, they said how you get hit with a brick and not bleed, which is
I have heard that sentiment.
Yeah, how the fuck you get hit with a brick and not bleed? I've seen people bleed when get hit with a brick. There was no like chalk on her face, and what else? Someone said that she had a ski mask on at the party, and then she had this shit, and then tried to what's the word I'm looking for? Yo, this fucking goddamn it. Yeah, and it was just like it was probably all set up, and then they said the nurse, it was just like she was pouring out saline, and that was what made her face so big and some shit like that. So
who was that guy?
The guy in glasses. Oh, it turns out that guy was never there, but there was also
wow.
Yeah, he was doing it for the clout.
This is mad elaborate.
Wow.
Luckily,
wow.
Luckily, there was actual people that was there, and you can actually see them in the video. And then when you look back at the video, it's funny because they was like, "Who is the guy?" And a lot of people said, "Who's the guy?" Like none of us ain't see him. A lot of people didn't see him and some shit like that. So she just
I was even saying that. I don't know why I didn't. That's crazy.
Also, there was police. There was police right next to the gas station, so it was just like you could have easily talked to the cops. Two of the people was there. They called the cops for her, and it was like. So for her to say that black men didn't do anything, so it's a lot of stuff that's going on.
That's it. Acting. What the fuck is going on? People really this crazy now?
Now
it's also the fact that she's.
I know people are crazy, but look how elaborate this is. Like, just what to what end, yo?
She either was doing it for clout because she's done it before in 2020 because she was like some dude was some black men jumped her or some shit like that, and then they say they blackened her eye or like puffed her eye out. That was confirmed a lie.
You think her followers know?
Huh?
Do you think her followers know? Do you think they believe what's going on, or do they know they in on it and they just along for the ride and enjoying it?
Well, that's why there's under investigation. Well, like her GoFundMe, that's why GoFundMe is under investigation. So I don't know if people know that, but a lot of people did some deep digging, and she's had trace of doing this before. So it's a convoluted story that a lot of stuff that's been going on, and it's just like she's people saying that she's scamming people out of money and some shit like that. So
risk, like legit con artist.
Yeah, it's sad, using black people's pain because she's definitely put in victim. She's a black immigrant, refugee, queer person of color, and she's put that on like whatever article or some shit like that. So I think she tried to, she tried to play victim just for people to get her money and some shit like that. But uh, you know, so everything adds up. So I just want to know y'all thoughts. I just want to know y'all thoughts on this. How y'all feel about this whole thing?
Honestly, I'm over it.
Yo, she could be a
I don't even
female
want to talk
PlayStation
about
in the
it.
back.
Fuck 'em.
I'm over it. She has a spirit on her, and it's something I don't need to be around. So I'm over it.
I just want people to understand, and this goes for both genders. Like we got to you. I think we need to like at least look deeply like who we back up sometimes. Like if these dudes legitimate or not, because like I don't want to back up Father done talked about this last week about the Ruth George incident. Like that shit right there, like that's like shit like that was happening. And just like everybody was saying, I know I was saying because you don't want that shit happen to black women, especially because it's you whole bringing up the whole protection of black women and all that other stuff, and like things with that where it's just like people are now we're having arguments and gender wars and black women not being protected, and then like it goes into this whole proximity protection thing that people talk about is and you like you start it's like you're stirring the pot for it's like you're stirring the pot for what for like 42 grand because that's how much people gave you in the and then but I don't want to throw that like it makes other people not believe, but I will say this, it's just like I don't want like I don't like when people play the victim and it didn't really happen to them. It's just like that. It's the same thing I said about when dudes was getting on Steve Harvey and the whole wife thing, and that shit was untrue. It's just like if we're going to talk about shit, at least let the story be legitimate before we give our opinions on it. And I don't like hearing the what ifs, especially if it
It's
didn't
gonna
happen.
delay the investigation, man. Because we're gonna be too busy thinking like, hold up, is she lying or not? And instead of like, okay, what happened? Let's go. Because things like this will make us question harder when we shouldn't have to question these women harder. And like now it causes a bigger divide where the things she said in some of her videos are now becoming true.
Yeah, and it's just like even though that dude was not true, uh, he wasn't there or none of the other stuff. I will say this: he did have a point though. At one point, that she's kind of like it seems like she's a troublemaker or some shit like that, or she just do this shit for clout because clout is a drug now. Now people just want to be doing shit just to do shit. I would say that he had a point about that, and but
I want to know her full astrology
what'd you
so
say?
I can know who to look out for. I said I want to know her full astrology so I can know who to look out for. So that's insane. I want
Shit,
time of birth, all
I should
shit,
know that.
because that's insane. Like I want to know what's aligned for people like that. So make sure they don't fool their way into your
Again,
life.
I'm over it. Now we know.
So what else is on the menu tonight?
Yeah, well, I was about to ask. So, is there a lesson that people should learn from this whole situation?
Well, you're gonna see how people are gonna be clowning the shit out of her, and it's gonna be even worse because she is a black woman. You feeling what
Did
I'm saying?
someone
She's
say
gonna
this
learn.
last
She's
week?
gonna get her. Yeah, she's gonna get her Negro wake up card.
Did someone say this last week? Never trust them with a big butt and a smile. Someone said that last week
I said that.
or recently. It was you. Okay, yeah. So that's mine.
Mm. Don't trust Big Button. It's
That's
not.
my that's my response. Wow.
Let's see, because I think we done run through majority of I think we down to one. Oh, wait. Um, oh yeah, the Johnny father sent me this tweet. This tweet that he wanted us to discuss. That my phone. You want to have to excuse me, my phone is slow, but I'm gonna read it out loud. Here we go. Come on, X. That's goddamn Elon Musk is gonna fucking destroy us all. I don't care what anybody says. Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. Some men don't want to get married because they know they don't have their stuff together. And no, they don't have their stuff together. And no, they don't have an effective plan to support a family. They don't want to get out their comfort zone to be challenged. Being single enables them to be losers inside. Now, Father, you done gave this to me first. I will let you. I would like your thoughts on this first when you read this tweet, since you done gave this tweet to me.
I think this is a very, very, very interesting take because if you remember, recently we talked about the epidemic of the loneliness of men, right? So this is a very, very, very interesting tweet because it offers the perspective that maybe men are playing it safe in a way, in the sense that a marriage isn't an aspiration anymore, because marriage, like when you think of a married man is someone who is providing for the family unit, has enough income to support the entire family, has enough income for savings in case anything, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what you usually think of when you think of like someone who's married or, has a wife, he has some type of stability. But recently, now that you see that the economy and the recession is really whooping everybody's ass, and people aren't really willing to have real conversations about how it's affecting people who aren't really blessed with opportunity, it creates a really nice discussion about the entire thing, because if marriage isn't the aspiration anymore in society for like young and up and coming men, simply just due to the fact that um simply just due to the fact that they don't make enough money, then the wider conversation needs to be had. And historically, women haven't really fully benefited from marriage like it says that they're supposed to benefit. And we've been having that conversation for how long now?
For a while.
For a fucking while now. So like I just like the way that she phrased it. You feel what I'm saying? Like there is a conversation that needs to be had about this, because that insecurity, you feel what I'm saying, is real. Like there's a lot of men who genuinely don't feel like they're secure within themselves because they don't have that good job, because they don't, or it's taking a really long time for them to get to where they need to be. But as time goes on, they're getting older. At some point, they want to settle down and have a family. They should have the opportunity to do so just based off of their income. But I think another thing too about it, another aspect that you could look at it too, is when are when are men and women actually going to be honest about what marriage is? Because I feel like there's a financial aspect. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you get married, you share assets, you share all that shit. But it can be weaponized against men. You feel what I'm saying? Marriage can be weaponized against men, just like it has been a burden to women. So that's the conversation that we actually need to be motherfucking happening, so that people don't get this conception about marriage that, they're just gonna do it to take your money. They're just gonna do it to make you a fucking housewife, and all you're doing is just having kids and cleaning the fucking house. I feel like in 2023 we have evolved to a point where you can kind of do whatever you want. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever relationship dynamic that you want that makes you comfortable, you can just up and do that shit. But again, it's gonna take people to be honest about themselves, and people are really trying to avoid that. So, in a way, I sort of agree, and I see where she's coming from. But at the same time, when you look at it, it's much more complicated than that. That's all I'm trying to say.
Anybody else want to go?
See, like Father said, there's different ways to look at that statement. There's nuances to this. I've actually seen firsthand someone who had, you know, had the family, had the wife and kids and all that, but he waits until about 14 years deep and 4 kids later to realize he didn't want that life. So there's different things to talk about in regards to that. That there's mad layers to that statement.
Okay. Let me break. I want to break this down sentence by sentence, at least from what I've seen. Some men don't want to get married because they know they don't have their shit together. Well, no shit, because that's the reason why a lot of dudes don't want to get married. They want to at least be financially stable before they like at least go to the next level. Because for one, and I don't have the numbers off of her head, but I think at least 50% of divorces are because of financial reasons, or it's a high number. So a lot of dudes like understand that like if they don't have their shit together, my bad, if they don't have their shit together, that she can leave. Like and and from what you hear from a lot of these women today, especially in some of these videos, a lot of men, a lot of the women don't want to have the burden of paying bills. Hell, some people don't even want to go 50-50. And I've said this, if you make under 50K, 50-50 is the most logical thing you could do as as a couple. It's just like if you bring in 50K, if she brings in 50K, y'all both have 100K. Why not go 50-50 and then just like build from there? It's just like it's also, and most people may disagree, but there's a lot of this, especially from the red pill stigma, that women don't build, they move in. It's just like they rather you build and you be the protector and provider, and they just walk in, and some women feel like they
See,
just
they want that traditional, old
yeah.
school 1930s, 40s, 50s shit, but these are not 1930s, 40s, 50s, whatever times. You know what I'm saying? These prices are not 1930s and 40s and 50s prices, and y'all are not 1930s, 40s and 50s and 60s women. So sit the fuck down
No,
and
they
shut
help.
the fuck up. Unless you're gonna help pay these
Those women
bills.
help. No, those women help too. They trained. They were always second in command.
Well, I was about to say this.
They were
So
trained up and like that. They know what the business is. Whatever the man was doing, they were right there. They knew what was going down, and he would teach her. So if something goes down, something goes, if something happens to him, there's no one else. If there's no godfather or anything like that. Back in those days, that's how it was. See, yes, indeed, she was the housewife. It was like the whole, she really do much outside. But when it came down to, what's the word I'm looking for? Ah, okay, contributing to the relationship and the empire. That's what went down in those days, and that's not really happening much today. They want, like you just said, they want the guy to do everything, and they just went and nurture and not contribute. But you're like, most of the time we're heavy lifting and shit. The most you gotta lift is a baby, and if the baby's in danger, and adrenaline kicks in, you can lift the car. So come on, we got this.
well, this is why I
So
say
yeah,
I feel like the younger generation don't know what a marriage is, and I feel like the older generation never really explain how marriage works to the younger
Mm-hmm.
people. So I feel like
Mm.
it's sort of like the blind leading the blind. Even though like they've been in there, some of these people it's just like they have this figure it out on your own shit, and or just not really giving good advice because I've heard a lot of bad advice,
Yeah,
and I've
most of
heard
it is bad advice, if I'm being honest.
and most of it is no shit advice. I feel because like I said, I feel like if both of y'all make let's like we all know the average salary is 40K, 40 50K. And like I tell people all the time, if you make that much, that's most logical thing you can do is go 50K. But some people don't want to do that. Some people just like, and I know women are hypergamous by nature, so they're going to go for the top biller. But most people don't understand that you can always build yourself at least up to that standpoint.
But
And
my thing is, Ray, if someone is going to take all that effort and go through, because in order to build yourself, you need a degree of education, and you also need to invest time in building your network and acquiring, money and resources for whatever endeavor that you want to do. So, with all of that in mind, you know, doing all that while trying to also maintain a relationship takes a lot of time. And a lot of people are doing it with very stretched resources. You feeling what I'm saying? If the resources are stretched, that's going to create stress for any individual, and relationships get strained because people don't know how to properly manage their stress because they haven't been taught how. All they've been taught all their life is work hard, forehead, work hard. You're not working hard enough, work harder. You feeling what I'm saying? Like that kind of culture, like it stresses everybody the fuck out. And people aren't honest with themselves and then get into marriages and then take it out on their partner because nobody taught them how to effectively, communicate their feelings. That's what I think is the real issue. But at the same time, like I will not deny there's a lot of women that want to have their motherfucking cake and eat it too.
you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong because like obviously you tell people work hard and where does that get them? And some people can't even like some people work 30 years and their pension they can't even live off their retirement funds. So like what's the point of working hard if you can't even live off of your retirement? So and I know some people they go overseas now because like places like Thailand is like cheaper. You get like a nice apartment for like 300 a month. It's like why wouldn't you go there? So, but I also what was I thinking? I just feel like it's weird because it's like people ask for traditional, and I don't think no one's traditional, and I feel like we really, and this is my opinion, I think we really got to look at like we have to make a new. I don't want. We have to make a new way to live in for ourselves because obviously, like you can't like in order for you to live the traditional life, you have to at least, in my opinion, you have to make 100K on your own. And even then, like,
Also
are you
depends on
really?
where you live too.
Yeah, it depends on where you live, and even then, are you really traditional at that point? Like, would you call it? Because like even rich people, like I don't think rich people live a traditional lifestyle. I feel like that traditional lifestyle happens most for like upper middle class white people or some shit like that. Because if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, especially like places like the ghetto, both genders worked.
Yeah, no choice.
No, and had no choice. It's like even then, like during, and I tell people, like even during, God damn it, I got rolled back. Even during slavery times, like the black man and the black woman worked. It wasn't just one person. Like
It
the
was
black man
never
and the
our
black woman.
reality.
Yeah, that traditional lifestyle was not like, except for that one time in the '60s where, and when we had our own businesses until who burnt our fucking burnt our neighborhoods down. We had fucking thriving communities and some shit like that. But other than that time, and even then it was taken from us. It's just like most of the time we wasn't really living the quote unquote traditional life. It was like black men and black women worked. Like black women, hell, black women, they was like maids and nannies to like white people, and then they have to like either walk home or take like a couple buses home just to get home, and then like cook for their family and some shit like that. So I feel like what we asking for is just like even out of
Don't
even.
forget though,
Go ahead.
um, a lot of those women were single too. You got to count them.
Yeah,
That
a
was
lot of
working.
those. Yeah, and even then, like sometimes, like the white what I know there's some stories about the white men taking their fathers out of the house. And, usually when someone stands up to a white man and some shit like that, especially in the South, they come get your fathers and some shit like that, and then you never see them again.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how you do
Like,
it.
so I used to
No,
tell people,
no. Once they father out, that's it. Family's done, and then
yeah.
they just all they got to do is wait a generation, and then that's it.
So I used to tell people, well, black people, we never lived that because I don't want to call it Eurocentric, but that white American lifestyle that people always fucking. So it's like you as a black man, you have never lived. Our people has never lived that.
And
Sort
we
of.
did at some point. You
Yeah, we
see
did
those
at some.
shows that came out on Netflix and shit like that, and the people are thinking like are saying it's whitewash. I'm like, actually, I mean, not what people are saying that they're switching. The argument like my argument when I say they race swapping and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to this, I know some of them are like, oh, actually they were black, or actually they were this and the other, and not actually white, right? I know that, but I can't say because I'm like, I will just add to it'll just confuse the argument. Because I'm
Like,
like, yeah, that's true. I'm arguing. Usually I'm like, nah, why race swap? Leave it alone. But if they're race swap, they're actually race swap it just to race swap. That's the thing. That's what's funny about it, right? When these movies or TV shows come out nowadays, based on historical events, they usually race swap. Um, hold on, lost my train of thought there. Yeah, their intent is to race swap, right? So it's funny. Their intent is to race swap, but when you're in your intent, you're actually proving what actually happened is actually true. But they know in real life that they think it's white people. Some of these historical people, they think it's white people, and they think in doing this thing, in switching gender and shit like this and race, that they're doing something to them. But actually, no, you're actually doing a good thing for us. You're actually proving real history. Thank you. But they don't know what they're doing. This I can't really argue against that. Sorry, I know that was mad convoluted. My bad.
I understand
That
what
went
you're saying.
through. That went through, right?
Yeah, that went through.
Oh
And also,
God.
I know there was other towns like other than Tulsa, Oklahoma, that had thriving communities like Ocoee, Florida, um, the parts of Philly before they bombed the fuck out of that. In
Rosewood.
Rosewood, where fucking Central Park is now. That was a black community before they fucking paved over that. Um, so we've had our thriving communities, but even then, I feel like even like uh our people had to work. So it's just like our people. So I tell people all the time, our people have always worked. We like
You said Central Park?
what'd you say?
Did you say Central Park?
Yeah, the town. I can't remember the name. My father tells me all the time,
It
but
was
I
like in
keep
the
forgetting.
30s.
Yeah,
What
before
was
it was
it?
Central Park.
30s? Oh yeah, after the depression, right?
Yeah,
It was around the I remember that. Yeah, you're right.
yeah. I can't like
My
my
bad.
father
Go ahead.
tells me the name. My father tells me the name all the time, but I keep forgetting this shit. But I like I know there was like other places like that too, but I don't know it's just like when it comes to like that whole traditional lifestyle, it's just like shit. I don't know, fucking got rid of the goddamn tweet. But yeah, but most of the time, yeah, men honestly, we're really the ones that just like. I think the women they just want the wedding, but men, we're just like we're thinking about. Look, I want to make sure you're good, the kids are good. Like they don't have to worry about nothing before we get married or some shit like that. That's I don't think that makes us losers or like get out of their comfort zone. But I also think what she was saying it was just like, and this is why I think feel like people just addicted to the fast money because you see a lot of people like making this fast money and some shit like that, and they're probably like, oh, you should make money like this, where it's just like that shit don't work for everybody because some people some people, and as much as most people don't like it, they have to work 30 years just to make sure keep a steady paycheck or some shit like that. Some people, they get an entrepreneurship, but even then, like entrepreneurship, that's not hard. That's not easy either. Like it take for some people, it takes forever. Like to get, you're going to fail. Basically, you're going to fail before you succeed with an entrepreneurship. So like I get what she was saying, but I feel well, there's some parts of me that's just like, um, I don't know. Anybody else has something to say?
I just feel like people need to be honest about the conditions that people have to work through before they cast judgment. That's all I'm saying. Because it's so easy for people to speak about shit like they're in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like people need to be cognizant of other people's situations before they say some shit like that.
Agree.
Or well, and also at the same time though, but like I do think that at the same time it does come from a place of just seeing where it has gone and like the attitudes it has created. You know what I'm saying? So I like the see. I was right. I like the conversation that this brought.
I just want to know what she means by getting out of their comfort zone. Is this, that's I like. I would have questions. Like, what do
They
you mean by?
don't basically saying they're
Playing it
afraid of
safe.
commitment, they're afraid of responsibility, shit like that.
But but men, we're usually the one thinking about like the logical shit. It's just like, if anything, we're the
Again,
ones thinking about the.
and again, what she part of what she said in that statement, I've personally seen in action. So I understand to a degree where that comes from.
Cause there could be situations in which the dude just plays it safe all his life and don't really apply himself, and then they stuck in the same spot. There's examples of that, but I think it's a lot more nuanced than that too. I think it was just probably the perception she has on the dating scene, and again, like you said before, the fast money, like niggas just rather sell dope and weed all day instead of, investing in a skill set that they could, retire with,
Yeah, make
shit
some
like that.
actual legit money from.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
I
again,
think I think she's more so talking about shit like that.
Would you say
there's
Simp shit trait or
hmm?
these traits that was like Simp? Do you think they share this trait? Would you say
Simps?
that?
Well,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Traits that
how I
I
would
just want to know
define
if you
it.
guys think they share it.
Yeah, I mean, so like a simp. Well, I don't think application is like the main thing about a simp. The main thing about a simp, in my opinion, is just the mere simple fact that the woman is always right. You feeling what I'm saying? The woman can put the nigga in a fucking like fucked up situation, and this nigga will put the cape
Mm-hmm.
on for her. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
what I think of when I see a simp. So it's not
Captain
even
Save
really, yeah, it's not really more so the application. It's where his energy is going to and whether it's benefiting him or not. If it's not benefiting you, that's what makes you a motherfucking simp. Because you over there playing lapdog to a woman that doesn't really give a fuck about you, but's using you for your material. It's like you're you became her job, basically. You feeling what I'm saying? Or it's the other way around. Like you're making the relationship a job almost. Like you're trying to meet this quota so that she can love you, you can get the benefits of the relationship. But I think shit like that's real easy to see. But at the same time, if you not secure within yourself to go apply yourself where it matters most, that is what creates the problem.
I just think I don't know. I feel like instead of, and this is just me, and maybe this is just asking too much. Instead of meeting them at the finish line, how some women do, we should be building together. Like, I don't understand. Like I said, we should be building together. It's just like, and like I know a lot of people, even some men, they shun the whole traditional 50-50 thing. And then I tell, like, I'm gonna reiterate, if both y'all making under 50K, 50-50, I mean 50-50 is probably the most logical thing you should be doing. Is just, but that's just me. It's like, I don't know. Any last words before we move on to our final topic?
I just want to say one thing. They probably gonna change their mind if they see. I feel like if they see real well-to-do couples um, having arguments about like finances and having arguments about shit like that, I feel like a lot of that mentality would die quick, and they would see how people actually do need to build together in order to maintain. You feel like what I'm saying? Because it could also be the other way around. Like this woman just wants to marry this one guy because she don't want to apply herself. You know what I'm saying? The opposite could also be true. So again, this shit got layers to it, bro. Shout out to
I,
that tweet.
I agree with that. Last topic, and I wanted your thoughts on this because I've been seeing it a lot on YouTube, and I was hoping Shiny Wolf would be here so we could get a proper like explanation for this. But it's just like, um, I don't know if y'all been looking lately, and then especially it has to deal with video games and how like some of the women have been depicted, and a lot of people don't like how the women look so regular, and I use that and like or just pretty fucking ugly, and like it's mostly like the Western video game makers, like people in America, and then like uh, but when you look at the Japanese, it's just like they have their own style of making, but a lot of people are not really feeling the way the West like depicts their, especially main characters, because they either look average, normal, or ugly. So I was wondering, how do y'all feel about that? This world maker is annoying.
Started with Laura
Um,
Croft, right?
Yeah, you can say it started with Laura Croft.
Uh,
And it spread slow. But
I mean, I don't
because
know
when
what
I saw
the.
Mortal Kombat, I was like, why? Like, because I remember going like, and it wasn't the first time they did that in the last game too. But only the daughters were looking good. But the original, I'm like, why they look so plain? Or like compared to the games previous, like, and if y'all remember like Deception and shit, yo. So I'm like, and we're seeing more guts. So don't tell me it's about you know to be careful of what certain people might see because your fatalities are like you guys do not you guys impress all the time in my opinion. So don't say that's why because y'all been, since forever they've been dressing like this or looking like that. Nobody made us think about it. So what's new? What changed? Sorry, but yeah. So it just spread slowly. And now, but they made up for it in what I've seen in the gameplay. That's what's saving it for me. But I've noticed that there's some characters that are untouchable, especially when you use the same animation. Like for instance, like Harley Quinn and stuff like that. Like you can't do that. Like you dare to do that. Change her from what she was from '95. If you dare, some are untouchable, but there are some where they'll just. Oh my god. But
I'm just like with all that because there was a point in time where people were complaining about how female characters in video games are over sexualized. So to me, this is just people looking for shit to complain about.
That's it, Dion.
Yep, that's all this is to me.
Uh, yes and no. I
Oh,
see.
also, I just want an addendum to that. In case somebody wants to bring up like Harley Quinn being a lesbian and shit like that. Like that was implied since back in the day.
Oh, I never cared about that.
Fuck.
Harley is
Yeah, no, I'm
bi,
just
but
saying. There's
okay.
some
Not
because
that that's important.
I'm like, I just said that they wouldn't dare touch her when it came to that. So I was like, no, but that was implied. And what fan wouldn't like seeing that? Girls and guys alike. Like to be like in her show to be with Poison Ivy, and Poison Ivy's one of my favorites. So to see them together, holy shit for me. So, you know, just saying.
Yeah, I remember like Static Shock. They had like somewhat of a lesbian relationship. So yeah, this fucking will make it killed everybody. But yeah, um, I never really like even when I watched the Harley Quinn show that was on fucking HBO Max. That show was like it was fine the way they kind of like got into their relationship. So it was just like
I ain't mad at it.
yeah, I wasn't mad at it. But as far as okay, I'm not big. I never was big on Mortal Kombat
Mm.
animations because they kind of never really looked that appealing to me. I know a lot of people like Tanya. Some people like Sonya Blade, and Katana Melina. That's another thing. But it's just like they always look like blew up sex dolls to me from a point.
Yo,
They did until
you're
like
not lying. No, you ain't wrong, yo. You're blowing my mind because I'm like, holy shit, I didn't think of that. That's actually true. Yeah.
yeah. At some point, they look like they blow up sex dolls. Dead or alive, same way. So I think when the recent one
Oh yeah.
when they actually have human faces, because like one thing I said about Dead or Alive is like the animation wise, it seemed like they all look like dolls with the same faces, just different hairstyles.
And they
NRS
even
is
said we stopped that. Like,
yeah.
pretty good.
NRS is the same way until I seen MK11, and I told people all the time MK11 I think is the best any of them has looked, especially Jade, because they take
Oh
out
yeah,
their
you're right. You're at yeah. But I liked what was that oh my god, I hope nobody calls me disgusting, but the insect chick, what's her
Devora.
name
Devora.
again? The one that was
Devon,
yeah. I'm
Is
like,
that
I
your
don't know, yo. There's something
that's your hear
alluring
me
about
out?
like, but I hate Buzz.
Is
Huh?
that your hear me out? That's your hear me out?
Yeah.
Now, if that's your hear me
you know
out, I'm side
what?
eyeing the
Yo,
fuck out of you. Because, nigga,
You
what?
know
I will make
what?
you loyal. I will
I
She
make
don't.
has
you
I
good
loyal.
don't
You will
blood.
never
know.
backstab me. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. You will never backstab me. Trust me. That
I
fucking
I don't
fighter,
know how to
whatever
look at you
religion she
anymore,
was.
D Wolf. I'm sorry. I don't know how to look at
Yeah,
you
you should have
anymore.
kept that shit in
But
the. You
that's
should
why
have
it's a
kept
hear
that
me
shit in the
out. That's a good
drafts.
hear me out. You are a
You should have kept
bastard.
that
No,
shit.
it's not. No,
Yes,
it's
it is.
not.
Come on. It's on some
No,
outworld. It'll be
The point of
alright. Or the
the
no.
nether
hear me.
realm. It'll be alright. Do I have to be from Earth realm to enjoy this? Come on. Calm
Just,
down.
just, just, just,
That's the
just
point. That's the point of
no.
hear me out is that not everybody finds that person appealing, but you is just like there's something about her that you just like.
I'm not hearing none of this shit anymore.
I'm with Father here.
Hey, this
You
nigga
shouldn't
ran
have
out
Man,
of
even
me.
brought
Hey,
that
it's
up.
about your baby.
I,
I'm not.
I,
You
I'm not
shouldn't have even
listening.
I have
brought
no
that
patience.
shit up.
That's funny. Uh,
I have no patience.
It
but
wasn't a
I
judgment.
wear this
Judgment.
properly.
And you're still
I
trying to
wear this
justify
properly.
it. Leave it alone.
Anyway,
I'm
so
solidified. No kidding.
I want to say that first of all, like a good design is a good design. You feel what I'm saying? Like if the design is good and it appeals to you in some way, it don't matter what it look like. I want to say that. But I also think that right now, the way so I'm gonna use MK1 as an example. I personally feel like the game looks fine. You feel what I'm saying? I haven't really seen anything really off-putting about it. I know NRS had issues in the past with how they modeled certain people and shit like that, but the games are always pretty fun in my eyes. So I never really took a lot of stock in really how they look and shit like that. If the design is cool, then I'm gonna play it. You feeling what I'm saying? MKX, me and Ray had this running joke of Jackson MKX where we say his fighting style is grown ass man.
Yeah.
And
that's what it is, grown ass man.
Grown ass man. And, like, bruh, and the thing is, the design for how the character moves and shit is a big part of how the character, is portrayed in the game. It's not just the books. How does the character move? What's the personality of the character? Shit like that. People took one motherfucking screenshot. Yeah, people took one motherfucking screenshot of a game that wasn't done yet, and then started fucking screeching about how Tanya looks like this, how Tanya looks like that, and all my video games, and man, these women, these females. Like, you know what I'm saying?
She's one of the reasons why I want this fucking game, yo.
Bro, but it gets to a point sometimes.
Oh my god.
I will say this: Alloy does look like Lori Beth Denmark, though. From all that, I thought that.
For me, it's nostalgia as well because when I first got the Sega Genesis, that was one of my first games. It was Sonic and that's all I had for like a long time, and that's all I played. And I'm like, yo, that game. So each game that came out, I remember like me and my friends playing together. Like, at some point I fell off during the last generation games because big move in my life. But yo, now that I'm in a good place, now I want to jump back in, and this came out at the perfect time. It feels like, oh, I'm starting from one again, huh? But yeah.
Yeah. I said, I'm not gonna lie, I'm indifferent. It's times where it's just like I care about the gameplay, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I was one of them people when Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite came out, and I saw how Chun-Li looked. I said, "Ew, what the fuck?"
Which is completely understandable because every character in that game looked what the fuck.
Yeah, Dante especially. Dante is like, Dante looked like he was on meth. I was like, yo, why?
Yeah, Dante looked like a cold sore.
Damn.
But that nigga looked like he had the suds from fucking SpongeBob.
Damn.
But yeah, that's how I felt. It was just like, ew, what the Captain America looked weird. He's like, and Chun-Li, I was like, they fixed Chun-Li's face at least. So I was like, thank God for that. But and then but NRS, I've said this all the time. I don't care for NRS animations because I really don't care for NRS sometimes. I like the story of Mortal Kombat, but sometimes it's just like, like I said, they've always looked like sex dolls. If they didn't that's why I like MK11, especially Jackie Briggs in MK11, because that is a vast improvement.
Yo,
it's Jackie Briggs, and I was like, thank
people were
God.
Surprised how big she got when she came out. A lot of people love playing.
Yeah, and then for what I was saying, it got to this talk about like masculine females or masculine looking females, and they brought up, and I feel like they brought up some of the like worst examples or some shit like that. Hold on.
Let me guess. They tried to say something about Shiva.
No, it was
That's
about
like when they use
Shiva ain't even human.
That was about to be my point.
It was actually Jackie Briggs in MK11. I was like, but that is the best she looked, and I was like, character wise, it makes sense that she's kind of masculine.
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Unlike the way she looked in the movie and shit, like it was weird. Yeah. But this fits what she is, who she is in the storyline. Like the way she looks and presents herself, and like, yo, it
right, like she's a freaking soldier. She's gonna act as such. The fuck.
And look at what she is. So,
So hold on, let me
Oh, that and the fact that she's black.
Yeah, and there's a lot of because a lot of Western games.
Yeah, she's Indian, no? Shiva, Indian, no?
Shiva is
Farm.
Indian.
I'm thinking about
But if y'all look at the
yeah.
screen, and I think Sojourn is up here too, it's just that a lot of Western games they brought up Bangalore, they brought up I don't know I think they're from Call of Duty. So this bald head chick, they brought up Sojourn, and then you also got Mad Maggie, and then some shit right here was just like they was comparing them to other people that wasn't person of colors or some shit like that. Hold on.
And their attitudes are very assertive and aggressive. Crazy, right? Now, if you compare that to their light-skinned girls, are here.
First of all, Lifeline is dark. It's just as dark, so it's just like that kind of like contradicts what he fucking saying. He brought up Apex, and it's like it's a game about war and violence, and like they're killing each other. So I don't know why you expecting like
What you?
it's
Right.
like motherfucking like if you ever played the game, fucking Wraith is like fucking emo as fuck.
That's about reaching.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like I feel like you had a point, but you like the wrong type of games, and it was just like she's fucking emo and fucking dark. She's not even feminine. Uh, she's from whatever Virgin Islands. I think from Barbados, but that was another thing about that because her island accent is terrible. But
Bruh.
Damn.
Oh god, I had a
Oh
whole
my
rant
God.
about her accent.
yeah, I was about to say Father had a whole rant about that.
Notice their features. They
That
have
hurts.
elegant facial structures with bright eyes, curvaceous bodies from waist to hip, and it's easily shown here. Overall, their attitudes are more
She's a lesbian, so I don't know what is. Not only just a lesbian, she's a smart ass lesbian. She's a military brat. Most military brats act like they fathers, especially if their fathers in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna just bring this. She's a scientist. A lot of it's like she doesn't really act feminine either. She's a smart ass repair chick that does repair chick. She's Indian, and like the most feminine person you're gonna get is fucking Loba, and she's Latin. It's just like she got an ass on her. But even then, like that's probably the most feminine person in this whole fucking game. So I was just like, that is a terrible. And I think, and I've always said this: Western games is more or less like a lot of them based around war and fucking chaos and some shit like that. Oh, they picked fucking.
What was that game? I mean, that Resident Evil game where they went to that.
Is it 5?
Resident Evil 5, and that you're talking about
that
Seven.
one with that chick.
Africa.
Yeah.
That was in Africa.
Yo.
About 5. That was in Africa.
Oh,
And
it's in
she was
Africa.
fine.
Was it? Okay, but her son. Yo.
So yeah, that was the other
So,
part
like
of
that.
the
Those
argument.
graphics were like today shit. You know.
Ah, shit! I'm stuck.
So,
Oh yeah, that was Devo. That was the other part of the argument because it was just like the Japanese, where it seems like they make black women more in a different variety, and he used Sheva, he used Kimberly, and
Dolores from King of Fighters.
Dolores from King of Fighters.
There was also there was another one. I'm trying to fucking remember. It's not coming to me, but fucking Giovanna from Tribe. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Giovanna.
yeah. I'm being revived. Yeah, and I was like, well, for one, a lot of those games are not based on war, and they're not military. Because I was like, okay, if you're gonna, I feel like if you're gonna do that example, give me a game that's not based on war or military or anything that has to do with like post-apocalyptic shit.
It's gonna be pretty difficult.
And you know what's sad? He fucking and I watched this video. He fucking contradicts his own argument because he brought up Forspoken. It was like that girl was like, if anything, if I say something like that girl is not masculine at all. It's like Forspoken. They one game with the Loop and 2 black people as the main cast or some shit like that. Deathloop. Thank you. And I forgot what other game. But the vampire shit. It's like Left 4 Dead with vampires or some shit like that. The black girl in there. It was just like you just contradicted your own argument. And but as I was saying, I was like, as someone that's been in the military, I know a lot of women that act like that. If anything, uh, the military kind of makes you hard. It makes you a little bit harder, especially the women. The women are not normal women. Like especially military women are not normal. If anything, they kind of have to be masculine because that's what the job instills. So
Military.
it's yeah, that's what I tell people, and that's what I tried to tell Shining Wolf. It was just like, well, they are in the military, so they kind of like have to be harder. It's like part
Damn,
of their
yeah, I
job.
might need to have a conversation with Shining Wolf about this because you know,
I do think there's a point that I feel like they're uglifying characters. Oh shit, they remind me. I do feel like there's a point in that, but I feel like, well, for one, and I said not everybody needs to be like super sexy. I will say that.
just I'm laughing out of just personal experience. Why she?
I
It's
I
just when my family first met my lady, they had questions why she's such a tomboy, why she got this roughness about or whatever, and you're asking me these questions. Meanwhile, I did tell you that she's fucking former army. I explained this about her before I physically introduced her to any fucking body. So it's
that
just
means
like,
yep means your people just don't listen. God damn it! Why
Set in
you
their
always
ways.
stuck in the wall?
Set in their ways.
It's just anyways. That means your people don't listen. If you have to explain, well, I told you she was a fucking tomboy. Yeah, yep, that means your people don't listen. That's but
because she's army.
yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's just like if you put, and I was saying, if you put these black women in different scenarios, I'm pretty sure you're going to get different attitudes out of them. But and since like Capcom, they don't do a lot of, especially a lot of Japanese games, they don't do a lot of war and post-apocalyptic shit. You're going to get different women in different fucking types of environments, like Kimberly in Street Fighter Six. It's just like she's really How would you playful? How was it? Like she's a ninja, but she's like not a serious like masculine ninja. She got her own style. She has a
She's
little hip hop
goofy.
style.
She's a goofball.
Yeah, she's a goofball, which is cool. It's just like who else? Like Giovanna from Strive. It's just like the detective with the wolf or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Hell, even Sheva from Resident Evil 5. I like her. It's just like I feel like you gotta use different women in different scenarios, and then you will have a point. But if you have these people in like post-apocalyptic or like war or some shit like that, they're going to act like this. That's what I told Shining Wolf that. It's like, what do you
Yeah, they
expect?
did this in Mad Max, the last one, with
Yeah.
the Fury stuff. I'm like, did you see? First of all, she has a missing arm, and did you see that part where she found out where she found her people and all that? So that means she was lost and going through the shit. This is post-apocalyptic fucking. Where do you have time for that? Especially with how she started her life. Why would you complain about how massive she's acting next to? I'm like, okay, I get your point about this happening in the movies, but this is not the one. They never look. Like. There's no nuance, man. They don't look into it first. I'm like, yo, there's a reason. Look outside for a second, Stop being ready to jump. God.
It was like, yeah. And
Like, but don't tell me you didn't like her, though. Because they do. But they still have that complaint. I'm like, come on. Respect her with that. Look at Tank Girl from back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Or Lori, her herself. in the movie she was in. She was kind of like that, not like that one with Pauly Shore and shit when she was in the army. Like, and all of us still was like, damn. But she wasn't even popping like that because she was wearing the army outfit, but it was her. You know? So I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah. So let me go back. Because you says it says something else. Hold on. Let me, share the video. I'm gonna just play it from here.
Like, let me show you what the Japanese gaming industry has done for black female characters. Examples are Sheva Alamore from Resident Evil 5, Dolores from King of Fighters 15, Master Raven from Tekken 7, Shinobu Jacobs from No More Heroes, Simone from Cannon Spike, Gracie from Fighting Vipers, Darlie Dagger from Samurai Showdown. Though some people are gonna oppose to that and say, wait a minute, isn't Darlie physically imposing with all her muscles? Well, yes, that is true, but let's not forget, Darlie is not afraid to show some skin. She fights in a bikini. And finally, the most recent character is Kimberly, a urban ninja that uses spray cans as tools and weapons. As you see, they all look very different from each other. None of them follow a certain theme at all. One could argue that the commonality with these Japanese influenced design characters is that they simply transfer their own culture onto said characters. Inherently, there's nothing wrong with that because at least they are willing to try and experiment and think outside the box, giving them extra flair and personality, thereby making them distinguishable from one another. Plus, look at their hairstyles. They give them hair, wonderful hair. Why is that so damn hard? Look, I'm not mad at Western developers and publishers. I'm just more so disappointed in their ways of choosing the safe route for black women, and therefore, almost all of them look alike. Again, I said it before, they look dull, boring, conservative, and safe. You gotta think outside the box, man. And when I say that, not all Western developers are like that. There's hope out there. Some of them like to design beautiful black women. You just don't see it as often. For example, there's this game called Deathloop, a beautiful girl named Juliana. There's also this game called Redfall, starring Layla. And there's also the upcoming character, I forgot her name, from Forspoken. And finally, another character is Nilin from Remember Me. I'm just kind of confused that why does most black women from Western developed video games are not seen as often as compared to Japanese, who are more distinct, stylized.
That's why I think he contradicted himself because he's like, you got your answer. That's why.
Like I said, I still think this is feel like someone just looking for something to complain about.
Well, not everything's gonna be perfect. So, but any last words before we move on to our final thoughts? Yep, there we have it. Oh shit, material left that into the check. How you doing, B?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Late AF.
Oh man.
And there's two of her.
Shoot.
Double B.
The fuck?
Yep. Now that's one of her. So
Now there's one.
She killed her evil twin.
I don't know. From D-Wolf being in the Matrix to being two material lives. It's been an eventful night.
it's definitely been an eventful night. B, you still there?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you showed up, but at the same time, we're about to get into our final thoughts. So,
Later than motherfucker.
do you have any?
What is her final thought?
Yeah, about to say, do you have any final thoughts, B?
It's gonna be her only thought. She just got
Go ahead.
Well, did any of y'all watch the VMAs? Well, y'all probably talked about it already.
No, but we did talk about it. But if that's what you want to talk about, you go ahead.
No, that was it. I was just saying that if I watch it, that was it. I didn't get to watch it. I watched clips of it on
Oh, I don't
social
know if I
media.
asked. Since you here, I don't know if I asked you this, but do you think these hoes are winning out here? Like
Yeah, they are winning.
these hoes are winning. You see?
Yeah, everybody's winning technically.
Especially the thought culture. These hoes are definitely winning out here. So, all right, just wanted to throw that ask that question to you. We are getting our ass whipped. Not gonna lie to you. Dion is on you.
Hmm. So I had a interesting experience this week where I kind of got to teach a lesson and learn a lesson at the same damn time. So, two things. First of all, if you got somebody out there, you feel some type of way about them, something you want to tell them, whatever the case may be, track them down, do what you got to do, and say what you got to say before it's too goddamn late. And second, and this is difficult for me because I'll admit I can be a very vengeful person. Learn to forgive, and that's my final thought.
All righty then. D Wolf is on you.
All right. She found a tweet. Interesting. I never actually put things in perspective like this. Uh, so is it even tweet anymore? No, it's post. All right. So no, no vax for HIV after 40 years of research. No vax for cancer after more than 100 years of research. No vax for the common cold. And yet, a virus mysteriously appears, and within 12 months, a vax is found by 4 pharma companies, in 1 week. No, all within 1 week, and we're all mandated to take it. I never thought of it in that perspective, and this is one of the reasons. Like, 'cause I'm like, yo, this is why I don't kiss people's boots. Like, this is what I disagree with Trump on. So, because he was supposed to use the project warp speed or whatever, and I'm like, are you kidding?
Look at my African American friend right there. There's
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry, that part would be, I'm sorry, that would be forever funny to look at my African American friend.
Isn't he
Oh
the
man.
greatest?
Is he the greatest? There was so many good memes that came out of that too.
What happened to D Wolf? Did it just like hang up on him?
He's been in the Matrix all day. I
Man,
don't know
listen,
what's
Jitsi
going
been
on.
fucking with him all night.
D Wolf, you still there?
This app been fucking with him all night.
Yeah, he's been kind of like getting. He got sniped like at least 3 times.
And now he's been cloned.
Wow. Oh my god! Did anybody hear me? Because I'm gonna be pissed.
They cloned
Yeah.
Tyrell.
You was you
Y'all
was
hear
at
what
the
I said?
you were at the part where the whole thing about Trump and whatever he called this vac or his little system, whatever. And how you was upset about how he's been pushing that.
Oh yeah, I
That's where
don't
you
kiss
stopped at.
boots. Oh yeah, I don't kiss boots. Yeah, but
Mm.
and yeah, any so that's what I disagree with him about because I'm like, why would you? It doesn't make sense. Holy shit! And I gotta get into this again. Let me see if I remember. So damn, I was saying stupid shit earlier, and it all went through. You understand? Ah, yep, they playing with me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a VPN. They ain't getting me. So it's all good. It's all good. Constant loop too. What up? Picado?
Yeah, the government don't like you today. I don't know why.
Damn, man. It's
It
like it's
must be
gone.
because it's
You know, like,
election season. With election season
oh yeah,
coming around, they're like, "Yep, we gotta start shutting them people down."
It could be.
Uh, shit. That's your final thought. Well, at least
I'm
what you
trying to remember
call.
what I said. I'm pissed, yo. Fuck.
You was telling us about what
I'm
Trump had
high.
called
So
it. I guess the
understand.
vaccine.
Oh man, they done
Or
neuralized this man. He done forgot what he was talking about.
Nah, I'm high, so my short term is like fucked up right now.
You on that? Are
So
you on that MIB shit?
the neuralizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably did it right. Probably those aliens,
well,
right? So probably
don't
got it.
worry, because they about to mandate another set of vaccines, the boosters. It's
Yeah,
just that FDA
yeah,
approved. So
Yeah, we spoke about that flu shit.
yeah. I'm like, how you do this? Oh shit! Now I remember. Yeah. So supposedly they do this in 6 months, right? Or how many times? However time I said, right? And how is that okay? How is that possible when? So you either that or you got to admit that back in 2015 you signed a patent for the vaccine with the same name today. That's what I said. That's what I said. So you have to admit one of them, or you're stupid or a liar. Because how could in the little amount of time you just come up with this vaccine? It's supposed to be Project Warp Speed. Remember, you just came up with it, but at the same time, it was confirmed that back in 2015 for the same COVID like specific was patented by the pharma. So I'm like, yo, so you got to admit one of them because both happening. What's going on? That's what I said. Yay. Moving on.
Is that it?
That is.
Okay, $5 on you.
I ain't got nothing. Go to bed.
Okay. I gotta set. Okay. Oh wait. I gotta set this. I just saw a video that I was just like, some people just don't need to have kids, and this is my some people don't need to have kids moment. Uh,
Oh god.
and I would just play it, and yeah, it's just stupid.
Like being a hoe is a state. Because after I a hoe daughter, because after that is a phase. Eventually she's gonna stop being a hoe. You know what I'm saying? I feel like being a hoe is a stage of your life. After
Now he asked her the question like, "How would you feel about having a daughter that's an HO?" And this is her response.
a while, I want my daughter to have fun. I want my daughter to have that whole experience. I want my daughter to have. I don't want my daughter to be like a church girl. She haven't experienced life. I want to be so cool with my daughter. I want my daughter to be like, like I don't know who the baby father is, or I just fuck this nigga and that nigga. As I'm using protection, I want my daughter to have fun. Being a hoe is a moment kind of thing. It's like you're having fun for the moment. It's like you do it for fun, you come back to it. You single, let me while I'm gonna go Miami, be a little hoe, come back home and act holy. Like I feel like I want girls to like go out and be hoes and stop dating one man and just like, oh, I love him. No, go be a hoe. Go try different dicks. Have fun. Like suck a few different. See which one you like, which flavor you like. Is it a bad thing?
No, not at all.
You know what? You're right, man. You absolutely
Best
right. Like,
know it quick.
oh my god.
One, I would say this is why you need fathers in your life, but the fact that the dude agreed with her, and I feel like he just agreed just to get some pussy. I was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with
Damn,
you?
damn.
Oh my
See, that's
god.
damn.
Is that the eight ball? The podcast called Eight Ball?
Eight at the table. I don't know if it's eight at the
Yeah,
table, but it's that one chick.
yeah.
It's that one chick that be saying a lot of dumb shit, and oh, Lord,
I
but
heard when I heard her accent, I was like, "Yep, I think I know exactly what podcast that is." That's down in Miami, Florida.
Oh yeah, that's the national whole capital. Yeah.
oh my, oh Lord, can we?
I
I
mean,
feel
I
like
mean it
they low
is.
key just be pandering to like to certain group of guys. But we could
uh,
talk about it, Ray. Let's talk about it on Friday or Saturday
okay, because yeah, we can talk about it because
on the
I
Oh, I
after
just
want to talk
party.
about it too.
I will invite anybody who wants to come. But I just want to say this. Look, I'm not a prude. I'm really not a prude. Like we've all I can understand like you want to have your fun and all that other stuff, but we don't need to go wilding out and like being irresponsible with ourselves and like other people and some shit like that. Look, I swear I'm not a prude, but it's just like if you would have told my daughter that type of advice, I'm slapping the shit out of you. I'm, it's like I don't hit women, I don't put my hands on women, but I would probably slap the shit out of you if you ever had that type of advice to my daughter.
But that's
Look,
not advice. She didn't give her
it's
daughter not a single bit of advice.
Another female. So it's equivalent exchange, huh? You did
I
it
just
in the honor of your daughter. But still, she's going to be a woman. So equivalent exchange. Just say
it's
So
just
smack the shit out of.
it's like it's just things that I just feel like okay, I get it. Not everybody has a different libido levels. There's some people is just very sexual. There's some people is just not sexual at all, and there's some things you just can't control as a parent. Like your son or daughter's going to do whatever, even if you teach them the best way you can. Your son or daughter's going to do whatever the fuck they want to do. God no, that I'm not like go have your fun, go see the world, go experience new things, but not dick. All right, like let's just leave that out there. It's just like there's other things in this world you can experience other than dick or some shit like that. Like go see go see different cultures, try different foods, uh, do like get on look at different venues, look at paintings and some shit like that. You could be learn other cultures, learn languages and some shit like that. Those are I feel like those are advices you should be teaching your kids and something like that, male or female. But not go outside, go ride on different things, go be a hoe or go be a slut or some shit like that. No, it's just like
And don't forget, she told her also to suck as many to see what you like.
right, right. What it's like that's there like I've said this before. There's some people that shouldn't be parents, and sometimes there's some people that just shouldn't be getting on advice. But I feel like people like that. It's just there to shock people. It was like because why would you want your daughter? And I'm pretty sure she's serious about that shit too. It's just like and then some of these
Oh,
people
she
have
ain't
kids.
flinch. She said that shit. She ain't flinch.
It's like you're trying to live. Because let's be honest, like she's probably trying to live off of her daughter. Like like how some parents like they didn't get
Vicariously.
to experience the yeah they didn't get to experience like the good life, and now that they're older, they know what the good life looks like. So now they want their kids to like experience it early, and so like she wants to live her glory days through her daughter, but like ruining her daughter.
It's funny because this is the same chick that says like you should spend $500 on the first date and some shit like that. It's like I remember.
It's the blackest part of my ass.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, a lot of these girls before the city girls and this good living that they're influencing living that they're doing, they were just basic bums. And so now that they have experienced this whole culture and this like living their best life, they're like they're just high class bums now.
All
Pretty
I'm gonna say
much.
is, bruh, if you start a fire, you better be prepared for the smoke that come with it.
Right.
Or I can't even imagine raising a whole child. That's just like what? Like where did I go wrong in life?
This reminds me of that question of would you prefer to have a gay son or a whole daughter?
And I've said gay son 100 times.
I
Neither.
fucking hate stupid ass little
I
questions
hate
like that.
stupid ass questions like that too, but it's just I've told you.
I prefer neither.
Thank you. My answer is neither. I prefer my kids. How about that?
Exactly.
Right?
My damn kids.
God damn, it's just like it's one of those. You take one step forward, we take 3 steps back, or some shit like that. It's
Like every single motherfucking time. Like y'all suck at Monopoly.
Is it why we gotta get the choices of two negatives? Why can't we get
That's
an
what I'm
super
saying.
intelligent child?
It always gotta be some stupid fucked up shit.
You want your kids to go to
Yeah,
Harvard? Yeah. Oh wait, that's it. Nope. You want your
Bruh.
kids to have to be a slut?
exactly. Like why
Would
we
you
All
always
right.
get the
would
bad
you
choices? Like
would you
can't
All
we
right.
just
Let
rather
me. All right. I got one for you then. Would you rather have a daughter who's a pro athlete or a son who's an actor?
a daughter who's a pro athlete? The fuck?
Mhm.
Uh,
You said a son that's a what actor?
yeah.
Yeah.
Male actors be getting into too much shit. Give me the athlete daughter.
Yeah,
Especially
I'll do the
Tyrese.
athlete
Which
daughter.
reminds me, did y'all see that clip of Jonathan Majors breaking up that fight between them two girls? How niggas was saying that that shit
That
was
nigga look
staged.
like Coach Carter. That nigga look like Mr. Clark.
Yo.
So I guess he's back in the good graces of the world.
I hope
Bruh,
so.
nah, he's never getting back into the good graces of the world. He's forever gonna be
Over
tainted, just like Will Smith.
over some shit that he proved he never did.
Yeah, but he's a black man that's famous, so it doesn't matter. Unfortunately,
He'll bounce back. He'll bounce back. He'll be alright.
Well, let's hope
because
so.
yeah, I feel like at the very end of the day, he's still gonna get his bag. So
Well,
Like I
he
said,
had
he'll be
he
alright.
had two possible movies, and let's hope the movies come to light. Because we all know in the story of Johnny Depp, he was filming and they removed him completely. So
Speaking of, I just realized that Amber Heard dated Elon Musk.
I
and made her
saw
wear a
the
Mercy
thing
mask.
about him cosplaying,
how did
about her
how did
cosplaying
you
as
just
what's
hear
it called
about
from
that?
Overwatch.
I don't really follow Elon Musk
Thank
like
you.
that because I think he's
No,
going
but
to.
during the whole Amber Heard Johnny Depp case, they tried to they brought up the fact that when he was dating her, she had gave him, or there was a possibility. I think she knocked him in the head real quick.
I'm gonna be real with you. I never heard of Amber because I never watched Aquaman. That was my first time ever hearing about Amber Heard. Because when I heard her, I said,
Oh,
"Who the fuck was that?"
when she first
Oh, I
started,
didn't
she
even
was like
realize
in
she was
straight to
on there.
TV, and then she popped up in like a movie or two. Then she got big.
Yeah, it's
But
like
people are trying to boycott. Somebody told me people are trying to boycott
I didn't
Aquaman
even
2 just
realize she
because she's
was
in
on
a movie.
Aquaman. That's the sad part about it is I
and
didn't
that's
even
what
She
I
was
realize
not
she was
red.
on there.
And
Because
that's
the hair's
why I
not
said
right.
I never heard of no Amber Heard. So I said,
The
Sorry.
only reason why I know of her existence is the whole Johnny Depp case, and I was like, and I didn't even know they was married.
yeah.
That's the even crazy
She
part.
she been in some movies like or whatever prior to Aquaman or whatever, but I don't think the shit she was in was really like popping
Yeah,
like that.
she went in a movie with Johnny Depp. That's how they met. But I'm like, to me, I thought Johnny Depp been single forever, or he been married to somebody old, like in his age range. Like so, and when you see Johnny, you never see him with a female. It's always just him or his Pirate of the Caribbean outfit. So
I
I'm just
mean,
like,
Oh, fuck.
he kept his life private. I mean,
hmm
until Amber Heard attempted to do what she attempted to do to him anyway. Because a lot of that shit that had happened to him because of her, like, had that case not jumped off, we didn't ever knew about that shit.
yeah. Well, he was a very functioning drug addict, honestly speaking, because I would have never believed. Well, I would have believed it, but I would never expected it.
Eh, I don't know what to
also,
say about that.
also, and my second final thought: I need Tyrese to get his life together. I really do. I really do.
Oh, what did he do now?
Nigga was on a
Right.
perfect. Nigga was on a.
Oh, you
Let's just say
talking about
this
the
way.
DJ thing? The
Yeah, him
stuff
and
between
DJ.
him and DJ Envy and DJ Envy's wife and Tyrese
Again.
and
This got to be the most sensitive dark skinned nigga I have ever met in my fucking life.
Oh shit.
Like he a whole damn milk duds, just emotional. Shit.
ain't he going on a repair train right now? Like to repair all the friendships that he like he
If
broke or passed
if
it away.
Mm,
if he is, he's not doing a good job at it. I would.
Well, he's definitely not doing a good job because
just
DJ Envy just is like, I don't even want to fix this friendship ever.
The, and I look at him sometimes. It's just like, bruh, stop.
why?
Just
Just
like,
just why?
he's like, I don't want people laughing at him, and yet he makes it so easy for people to just. He makes it so easy for people to laugh at him sometimes, and it's just
But
like,
I'm happy for him
I'm glad you are.
About what?
because to
About
be
what?
honest, we would probably forget Tyrese's existence. Like he would probably falter into like the cracks. But when
Sometimes
he
that's
does
what
these,
you need. Sometimes you need to just bow out gracefully and step away from the goddamn
yeah. But the
spotlight
thing is,
and
he
just
still
live your
has to work.
motherfucking life. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Well,
When
no,
you're
black actors can't
constantly,
just.
when every time we see your face, it's because of some stupid shit. There's
Yeah,
a
but
fucking
black
problem.
actors can't just bow out
It doesn't
gracefully. Like
matter.
it's only thing
Then
keeping him afloat is
that's something
literally
niggas need to learn how to
Fast and
do.
the
Then
Furious. That's the only
okay.
job he has is Fast and the Furious. So he needs all the
And,
shenanigans so
and then
people
it
don't
won't be
forget
long
his
before something
existence.
happens anymore with that. My point is this: with all the other shit, okay, do your movies or whatever, and chill with all the extra bullshit. Why can't you do that? Why can't any of these motherfuckers do that?
Or keep any
What
of that
more
private
do
shit
you want
private,
from me? What
What
more do you
more do
right?
want
you
from me?
want from me?
That shit was so cringe, man. Damn.
That wasn't cringe. That was a
Uh,
black man making his emotions known. Shout out to that brother.
uh,
We got you, brother.
that way.
Don't listen to D Wolf. That's why he in the Matrix.
Yo, I said the sound. I ain't say what it. Yo, I'm specific. That shit was cringe. I ain't say nothing about the argument. I said the
I
way it
think
sounded. That's all.
I think it's because it's so rare to see black men like express themselves. Like he was done. Normally they just hold it in, but I don't know why he thought to go on live to express, all the anguish he felt.
That's the part that got me.
I don't mind him expressing himself. I just think he do too much.
Also, can I be completely honest? I don't think it's that rare. I really don't think it's that rare. I've always heard black men let their feelings be known, especially through action.
Y'all, if y'all cry, it's deep.
Yeah,
Like
it's a deep
it's
cry.
deep, and y'all, and it's definitely not something you just walk around and see. Now is common, but back then it was like you can't cry. You a man, you need to like toughen up.
Yeah, fuck all
Now
that.
dudes crying, they crying just to cry at this point in time. They professional criers.
Don't cry. Yo, I can see that. It
And
wasn't that
sometimes you
long
just
ago for me.
But that's what the woman wants now. They want more professional male criers. So I guess men have evolved into it.
not me. Shit, I'm a holy child.
I mean, it's one thing to want your man to actually express his feelings and emotions or whatever, and then it's another when you want him to be a complete bitch.
I'm not a bitch. Take that bitch. I'm not a bitch.
Well, on that note, I will go ahead and end this podcast right now. I would like to thank all of y'all for jumping on the panel again. I would like to thank all y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is You Know What, Let Me Just Say podcast, and we are signing out. Peace.
Bye.
Deuces, ooses.